Coming up, a woman's body discovered. A homicide investigation is underway in Prince George's County. We'll tell you where a suspect was quickly arrested.
And while the weather is quiet right now, we're going to be seeing some major impacts to the weather due to this front that you see here off to the west. We'll talk about it coming up.
Two helicopters collide mid-air. The strange circumstances in the skies this morning. We've got the latest from officials on site. Close to a deal, health insurance premiums are set to skyrocket in the new year. The latest on negotiations to avert issues for millions of Americans. No heat controversy. Maryland tenants fed up with lingering issues during the cold months. What property management had to say in a one-on-one interview with DC News Now. And we are finding new ways to save, from increased access to groundbreaking weight loss drugs to avoiding return fees for holiday gifts. We're stretching your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. Right to it. Meteorologist Scott Sumner is standing by. Why? Well, we're going to start tomorrow a little warm, but on the DMV first warn day for tomorrow, those temps are going to change on a dime.
Yeah, I was looking at some things this afternoon, late this afternoon. I decided to pull and then talked to the weather team here. Decided to pull DMV first warn for tomorrow and for Tuesday as well. Primary threat will be winds, very high wind gusts across the DMV, as noted with this graphic here in DC. The National Weather Service, this wasn't put into place yesterday, came out with their wind advisories here with the tan shade of color, sustained between 20 and 30 miles an hour, gusting occasionally up to 50 miles an hour in and around the Beltway area. Meanwhile, out towards the west, a high wind warning. That was a high wind watch yesterday. Now it's a high wind warning, and that's for gusts up to potentially 65 miles an hour. So that was the #1 priority. Plus, I've been seeing some severe weather off to the west. Now, we're not going to see severe weather in the sense of tornadoes, but there are some tornadoes out and tornado warnings in Illinois due to the contrast of this cold front that's going to move through. Now, overnight, we're going to see temperatures warming here. Right now, it's at 42 degrees. Normally, we see the temperatures nosedive, but not tonight. They're actually going to rise throughout the overnight before and out ahead of the cold front, and then take a nosedive after that. Wind gusts right now are into the 20-mile-an-hour range across much of the DMV, but as you can see, those numbers climbing 7 o'clock in the morning up to about double nickel 55 degrees. So yes, we are going to warm up, but then, like I say, drastically drop during the day. We'll talk about that forecast for tomorrow and beyond with the 7-day coming up. Ben?
All right, Scott, a lot of ground to cover. Thank you. Developing story we continue to cover. Another challenging night ahead for people in Prince George's County at one condo complex. Many of them, again, dealing with no heat. It's a story we've been following since the day before Thanksgiving in Adelphi. DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us live from the complex. Dave, why has this been such a problem? You talked with property management.
Well, people who live here that we spoke to did not want to go on camera. They did tell us they're coping the best way they can. It's a problem plaguing roughly half the buildings in the complex. The management company said vandals damaged the boiler room so badly last month it needs to be replaced. Quasar Property Management took over the complex back in April. Its CEO blames a homeless camp set up behind the property for that and other issues. Ken Brown told us he can't get the financing to restore the heat and fix the other problems until the camp is removed.
Paper seems to keep calling it a homeless camp, but we see more drugs, guns, and prostitution out of there than homelessness. I mean, right now it's actually fairly quiet behind me, but a couple days ago we tried to get in here and it wasn't very good.
Prince George's County Police told us they'll arrest anyone who trespasses on the property or commits other crimes, but it's not their job to remove homeless camps. That's up to county code enforcement. Again, people who live here told us they're going to just try and cope the best way they can until the problem is resolved. We're live in Adelphi, Maryland. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, Dave, stay on top of that one. New tonight, a woman was found dead with traumatic injuries inside a home in Prince George's County. Police in Laurel say they found the woman's body inside of the house on Gorman Avenue after receiving a call for a welfare check around 11:50 p.m. Police say a suspect was arrested on scene. No word of the name of the victim or the suspect. The circumstances behind her death remain unknown. Into the district, police say a man was found dead in an alleyway in Northeast overnight. That man was reportedly found with apparent gunshot wounds near J Street and Sheriff Road in the Deanwood neighborhood around 6:30 Saturday. He was rushed to the hospital before he died. No word on the victim's name, and police have yet to share any information about suspects. One person was sent to the hospital after an apartment fire in Southeast D.C. 2 people are now without a home. Firefighters responded to Green Street, that's near Fort Stanton Park in Anacostia. Flames spotted inside a second-floor bedroom. And we're told a lithium-ion battery was involved, but crews did not say if the battery was the direct cause of the fire. The person hospitalized is expected to be okay. One of your top stories tonight, terrifying moments in the skies of New Jersey today. 2 helicopters crashed into one another, killed one person, critically hurt another. Heads up, some of this video may be disturbing. One eyewitness captured one of the helicopters spinning toward the ground after the collision, which happened in Hamilton, New Jersey. That's roughly 30 miles southeast of Philadelphia. Local police say this happened not long after 11 this morning over a local airport, and only the pilots were on board each helicopter. It's unknown right now what led up to the crash. Travel alert, winter storms across the country that Scott continues to track. They are still causing flight delays. Folks are just trying to get home from the holidays. Live look at Reagan National Airport, where there have been a total of 179 reported delays and 17 cancellations. Dulles International has seen 160 delays and 5 cancellations, according to FlightAware. BWI, 154 delays, 8 cancellations. At least 1,500 flights around the country reportedly canceled or delayed between Friday night and just last night. The widow of a Virginia corrections officer who died while on the job is suing the leadership of the Commonwealth's Department of Corrections. She said her husband's death last month was preventable. It's a federal lawsuit accusing 25 top-level employees of the agency, which manages state jails, and Indian Creek Correctional Center for operating with chronic and dangerous staffing shortages, alleging they were below minimum levels on the day an inmate killed Officer Jeremy Hall. The suit says, quote, the attack was foreseeable, preventable, and the direct result of defendant's deliberate indifference. Attorneys for Officer Hall's widow now calling for policy change.
She's in here saying, I don't want money. I'm not asking for money. I'm asking that the court come in and make sure that no other wife has to bury their husband. Paul is 100% dead for 2 reasons. One, because the inmate killed him, but secondly, because there wasn't adequate staffing to protect Paul when that attack went down.
News partners in Virginia have submitted 2 records requests asking for staffing logs leading up to Officer Hall's death. The Department of Corrections denied both. In one, saying the records don't exist. Another, because revealing them, quote, could jeopardize security. So which is it? Developing tonight, the Department of Justice suing the district over its gun laws. Currently, D.C. limits the registration of AR-15s and other semi-automatic weapons. The DOJ argues restrictions on those guns violate the Second Amendment because they are commonly used weapons nationwide. The Supreme Court ruled in 2008 the Second Amendment gives people the right to carry commonly used weapons. But justices in that case also argued some restrictions can be constitutional. Turning our focus now to some good news in the efforts to make DMV streets safer. A new report shares more analysis on deadly drunk driving crashes in the region. DC News Now's Max Marcilla explains.
There are a number of different ways they're trying to tackle this problem. We're talking about police enforcement, constant education, and then also making sure that if you do have a few too many, instead of driving yourself, there are many other ways for you to get home. As tons of people get behind the wheel and join the crowded roadways this holiday season, we're once again seeing a huge effort to make sure they do so safely.
You plan for parties. Usually it doesn't include thinking about how you're going to get home from the party.
This new report from the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments shows from 2023 to 24, deadly crashes connected to drugs or alcohol decreased by 26% and is below the national average.
I think we need to double down on the things that work.
Here's what works, according to Kurt Erickson from the Washington Regional Alcohol Program.
You've got a robust metro system, both rail and bus. We certainly know that there's been a number of stepped up efforts by local law enforcement to identify and apprehend drunk drivers.
For its part, Arlington Police says it's taken two approaches to this problem: education and enforcement.
We do have increased saturation patrols where officers are on the roads looking for drunk driving behavior on the roads.
Arlington saw decreases in alcohol-related traffic injuries too, but the region as a whole saw a slight uptick, showing there is more work to be done.
Robust alternative modes of transportation, whether it be public or private or taxi cab or even designating a sober driver, are all options that are available to people. But also making sure that we have law enforcement that is adequately staffed and resourced.
And one of those resources you should know about is RAP's Sober Ride program. From now until the new year, you can go on RAP's website, you can get a Lyft code, you'll put it in your app, and you can get a $15 ride. It's for anyone in the DC area as long as you're 21 or older, and you're taking that ride between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. Reporting in Alexandria, I'm Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Max. As a reminder, here's a timely tidbit. There are free Lyft rides available every night through New Year's Day locally. This is from the Washington Regional Alcohol Program. It's part of the 2025 Holiday Sober Ride Initiative to prevent drunk driving. You can use the code SOBERRIDE for a free ride up to $15 between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. The offer does end New Year's Day, and it's only available for those 21 and older. In the district, local leaders are trying to make sure kids in Ward 8 had a very Merry Christmas. Councilmember Trayon White and staff handed out toys, clothes, and books to families at the Triumph Shelter. They said it gives them a chance to bring some joy to some families who may be struggling during a tough year.
I want to put some smiles on some family faces. Some of the moms are happy we came, and so we're just trying to do our part. We're just trying to do our part today, getting some donations, getting people to give back, show up, donate time, energy, give some hugs, some laughs, some cheer. Because it's less about the toys, really about loving each other.
White says he hopes people continue to give back throughout the entire holiday season. All right, coming up, gift return fees. You might be facing them. How to save and avoid shelling out some more cash after some sticker shock. We're stretching your dollar. And late tonight, a local police department adds a new furry member of the squad. Oh my gosh, look at those ears. The connection to a fellow first responder. Oh, you don't want to miss that. Time is now 6:12 as we take a live look at the National Cathedral. Scott Sumner has your full 7-day forecast and what to expect immediately with winds, whipping, and where. Say that 3 times fast. Coming up.